This is the Alex Medina Law Podcast. Practical insights into the world of civil litigation.
So what would you say the top mistakes that most lawyers make are?
I think another mistake that lawyers make is, and I see this a lot with younger lawyers, is a fear of saying they don't know something. I think the best lawyers that I've known, the best lawyers that I work with, are not afraid to say what their limitations are, because when you become a lawyer and when you go to law school, it's not an exercise in memorizing the law. Unless you have a perfect memory, nobody remembers everything. And the law is constantly changing. We've heard it said that the Constitution is a living document. Well, the American judicial system is a living, breathing entity as well, because the law always changes. That's the product of a democratic society. Somebody writes a law, you think that they have thought everything through, but then the law gets put in place, and then it gets enforced, and something weird happens, something wonky happens, something unintended happens, and that's where lawyers get involved. And then the courts interpret the law, and then the law gets refined. So it would do no good to sit there and memorize all the laws, because it would be a pointless exercise if they change. So I think that where lawyers go wrong is they've got clients or potential clients asking them a question, and for whatever reason they feel afraid to say, I don't know, let me look it up. But I think that it can be very effective to show a client, to show that you're trustworthy, you're not a know-it-all, because you can get yourself into trouble when you just spout off with an answer and say, oh, it's this and this and this, and then the client relies on that advice, and then you go back and research it and you find out, oh, well, that law was actually changed 2 years ago. So I always like to say, if I know, I say it. But I say, that's a great question. I'm not certain on that. I've got to look it up. We've got to research it. And when you're dealing with very complicated legal issues, in terms of fulfilling your own ethical obligations, I think it's unwise, unless you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that that's what the law is, to just say it. I think a lot of the younger lawyers will think that if I admit that I don't know, I'm admitting weakness, and I want my clients to have confidence in me. But I don't think anybody expects their lawyers to be robots or to be computers.
Thanks for listening to the Alex Medina Law Podcast. Check back often for new episodes and follow along at alexmedinalaw.com.